They had everything: fame, fortune, championships, and millions of fans watching their every move. But one by one, these 10 women golfers walked away from it. All some were at the peak of their careers. Others left millions of dollars on the table. And the reasons? They'll absolutely shock you. From world number ones who vanished overnight to major champions who chose diapers over drivers, we're exposing the real stories behind the biggest exits in women's golf history. What you're about to hear will make you question everything you thought you knew about success, sacrifice, and what it really takes to survive on the LPGA Tour. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the careers that were ruined, not by scandal, but by choice. Here are 10 women golfers who quit their careers. Starting at number 10, we have 2 golfers for the price of 1. Caroline Inglis and Elizabeth Schickel, who both walked away from professional golf.
Entering kind of the corporate world, which is a little bit terrifying, but we'll see.
In 2024, at just 30 and 31 years old, respectively. Now here's what's crazy about this. Schickel earned $1.8 million over 6 seasons with 9 top 10 finishes and even won the 2023 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. That's success by any measure. So why quit? The brutal truth: financial independence now makes early retirement viable, with the LPGA's record $131 million in purses for 2025, a massive jump from $73 million in 2021. Players can earn enough earlier in their careers to pursue other life goals. But here's what nobody tells you. These women realize that grinding on tour, missing weddings, birthdays, and normal life experiences just wasn't worth it anymore. As Inglis said, it's definitely bittersweet. Sad to go and be done after so long, but excited for the next step. Did they ruin their careers? Or did they save their lives? That's the question nobody's asking. At number 9, we have 3-time Solheim Cup star Jarina Mendoza, who announced her retirement in July 2024. And the reason? She was pregnant with her second child. Now, before you say that's beautiful, let me tell you what really happened here. Jarina turned pro in 2007. She grinded through Golf Channel's The Big Break, fought her way through the Epson Tour, and finally made it to the LPGA Tour. She represented the United States 3 times at the Solheim Cup. And then, motherhood called, and she answered. In her own words on Instagram, "I'm looking forward to a 4th trimester where I'm just soaking in the moments of the newborn phase without focusing on training or getting back in the game." Here's the harsh reality. Male golfers like Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, and Scotty Scheffler become fathers, and it's seen as a competitive advantage for women. It's often a career ender. Did Jarina choose to quit? Or did the system make it impossible for her to stay? Number 8 brings us to a player who hasn't officially retired but might as well have. 7-time major champion Inbee Park. This woman is a legend. 7 majors, former world number 1, Hall of Famer, and yet she hasn't played in an LPGA event since August 2022. That's over 2 years of radio silence from one of the greatest players in women's golf history. What happened? Nobody knows for sure, but the speculation is that she's focusing on family and life in South Korea. But here's what's wild. Inbee is only in her mid-30s. She could still be competing at the highest level, winning majors, inspiring the next generation. Instead, she's disappeared. Did injuries force her out? Did the pressure become too much? Or did she simply decide that life was more important than golf? The fact that one of the greatest players of all time can vanish with barely any coverage shows you how quickly women golfers get forgotten. At lucky number 7, we have former world number 1 So-Yeon Ryu, who retired in 2024 at just 34 years old. So-Yeon spent 158 consecutive weeks at the top of the world rankings, the same streak as Lorena Ochoa. She won 6 times on tour and earned over $12.2 million in official earnings. So why walk away? The COVID pandemic changed everything for her. Ryu realized she missed living in her native South Korea and wanted to move back to have a stable life with her family. She made her last start at the Chevron Championship earlier in 2024, where she missed the cut. Think about that for a second. A former world number 1 missing the cut in her final event. That's not how legends are supposed to go out, but that's the reality of women's golf. When the desire fades, there's no safety net to keep you going. The average age of golf's top 10 male players is 30.9. It's 25.6 for the top 10 women, and none are north of 30 years old. That's not a coincidence. That's a crisis. Halfway through our list, at number 6, the 8-time LPGA winner and fan favorite, Brittany Lincecum. Brittany's story is heartbreaking because it's so relatable. She was volunteering at her daughter's school, opening bags of chips and helping students throw away trash when she had a thought, this is so much more enjoyable than hitting golf balls. That's when she knew she was done. In her own words, all of a sudden it was like, you know what? No, there's more to life. I don't need to be out there grinding. I don't have anything to prove. At just 39 years old, with 8 LPGA victories under her belt, Brittany chose school volunteering over professional golf. And you know what? She's not wrong. But here's the tragedy. The PGA Tour Champion schedules nearly 30 events each year with purses over $2 million, the legends of the LPGA. Events 1/3 as often with purses rarely exceeding $400,000. If there was a lucrative senior tour for women, would Brittany have stayed competitive longer? Absolutely. But that option doesn't exist, so she walked away. At number 5, we have the graceful and talented Allie Ewing, who played her last competitive round in November 2024. Allie was a multiple-time LPGA winner, a consistent top performer, and someone who represented everything good about professional golf. She was kind, charitable, humble, and incredibly talented. So why did she quit? The same reason so many others on this list did. Motherhood and family were calling. Parenthood factors into the lives of PGA Tour players too, but for many top men in the pro ranks, fatherhood is seen as something of a competitive advantage. Many men only begin to reach their peak around the age when most LPGA players are in the back half of their careers. That's the brutal truth nobody wants to talk about. Men become fathers and their careers thrive. Women become mothers and their careers end. Is that biology? Is that society? Is that the structure of professional golf? Probably all three. But whatever it is, it cost us Allie Ewing, and that's a loss for everyone who loves this sport. Number 4 brings us to the veteran, 46-year-old Angela Stanford, 46, who retired in 2024 after 23 years on tour. Now, Angela is older than most on this list, so you might think, well, that makes sense. But here's the thing. Stanford had 7 victories and 1 major win. She was a 6-time Solheim Cup star and served on the LPGA Player Executive Committee. She revealed that she no longer felt competitive enough to continue playing on the tour translation. The grind wore her down. 23 years is a long career in women's golf, much longer than most. But compare that to male golfers who regularly compete into their late 40s and 50s thanks to the Champions Tour. Phil Mickelson is 54 and still winning. Tiger Woods is still playing majors. Angela Stanford, at 46, felt she couldn't keep up anymore. That's not her fault. That's the system failing women golfers who want longevity in their careers. The top 3. And at number 3, it's the former teen phenom who captivated the world, Michelle Wie West. Michelle's career is the definition of what could have been. She retired in 2023 at age 33 after 5 LPGA wins, a history of nagging injuries, and seemingly a lifetime of scrutiny. Let's talk about what Michelle went through. She qualified for her first LPGA event at age 10. She played against men. She was on magazine covers as a teenager. The pressure on her was immense, and it started before she even hit puberty. In her retirement video, Thompson, another player we'll get to, described her relationship with golf as complicated, saying, "Since I was 12, as a golfer, my life has been a whirlwind of constant attention, scrutiny, and pressure." That's Michelle's story too. Michelle dealt with wrist injuries that plagued her entire career. She went through swing changes, coach changes, and constant media speculation about whether she was fulfilling her potential. By 33, she'd had enough. She walked away to focus on family, her daughter, and living a life outside of golf. And honestly, can you blame her? Michelle Wie West's career wasn't ruined by lack of talent. It was ruined by being thrust into superstardom before she was old enough to handle it. At number 2, and this might shock you, It's the legend herself, Annika Sorenstam. Wait, how is Annika on this list? She's the greatest female golfer of all time. Well, here's the thing. Sorenstam retired at age 37 in 2008 with 72 LPGA Tour wins and 10 majors due to lack of motivation and desire to start a family. Think about that. 37 years old. In men's golf, that's when players are hitting their prime. Phil Mickelson won a major at 50. Tom Watson nearly won the British Open at 59. Annika was the winner of 8 Player of the Year awards and 6 Vare trophies. She still holds the all-time record for lowest season scoring average, 68.6969 in 2004. She's the only female golfer to ever shoot a 59 in competition, and she walked away at 37. Now Annika has built an incredible post-golf career. She captained Solheim Cup teams, designed golf courses, created the Annika Academy, and returned to win the 2021 U.S. Women's Senior Open by 8 strokes after turning 50. But imagine how many more majors she could have won, how many more records she could have shattered, how much more she could have inspired the next generation. Did Annika ruin her career by retiring at 37? No, she made a choice, but it's a choice male golfers almost never have to make. And finally, the number 1 spot goes to the most shocking retirement in golf history, Lorena Ochoa, who quit at age 28 while ranked number 1 in the world. Let me repeat that. Lorena Ochoa retired at 28 years old after spending 158 consecutive weeks as the world's number 1 ranked female golfer. She had 27 LPGA titles, was a 2-time major champion, and had been dominant for years. In the immediate 24 months before retirement, she won 17 tournaments, 17 wins in 2 years, and then gone. At her retirement press conference in Mexico City, Ochoa explained, "I went to Asia, and after 2 or 3 days in Thailand, it was really clear to me that I didn't want to be out there. I was thinking of other things. I wanted to get home. I wanted to start working on the foundation. I wanted to be close to my family." Reflecting years later, she said, "I was ready to move on. I was young, only 28. Physically, I was strong. Mentally, it was probably my best time. But you start getting these mixed feelings when you don't get that spark anymore, or excitement and motivation. And then your priorities start changing." Lorena got married, had 3 kids, and built an incredible foundation that funds schools for underprivileged children in Mexico. 15 years later, Ochoa has no regrets. She's deeply involved in her foundation, which funds a school of 360 underprivileged children in Guadalajara. But from a golf perspective, this was devastating. The sport lost its biggest star at the absolute peak of her powers. The Associated Press noted that Ochoa's retirement was a blow to the LPGA, which has been struggling in a tough economy. Did Lorena ruin her golf career? By any traditional measure, yes. She left championships on the table. She left records unbroken. She left millions of dollars unclaimed. But did she ruin her life? Absolutely not. She chose happiness, family, and purpose over trophies. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson we should all learn from this list. So let's step back and look at the real story here. These 10 women didn't ruin their careers through scandal, drugs, or poor decisions. They walked away because professional golf, especially women's golf, demands everything from you: your 20s, your 30s, your chance at a normal family life, your mental health, your physical health. And unlike the men, who have a lucrative Champions Tour waiting for them after 50, women have almost nothing. The LPGA's Legends Tour has an age requirement of 45, with purses rarely exceeding $400,000, compared to men's events with purses over $2 million. The average age of golf's top 10 male players is 30.9. It's just 25.6 for women. That's not because women are less capable. It's because the system pushes them out earlier. These women chose to leave before golf took everything from them. And honestly, that might be the smartest decision they ever made. So, what do you think? Did these women ruin their careers? Or did they save themselves from a system that was going to chew them up and spit them out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And here's the real question. What needs to change in women's golf to keep these incredible athletes playing longer? If you learned something from this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that digs into the real stories behind the headlines these 10 women chose life over golf. Whether that's a tragedy or a triumph, that's for you to decide. Until next time, thanks for watching.